We've got some that had already come in that were in the comments.
So you'll attract start over.
No.
There?
I don't know.
I can still hear you. In and out. Oh my God.
Hold on.
There we go. Just try that.
Let's try
I don't know.
this. Does that help?
Maybe.
As my speaker?
Yeah. Speaker down. Speaker off.
Okay, hold
That's what
on.
it needs to be.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, somebody just threw in a sad face.
Oh.
Don't be sad.
So is that somebody
yeah,
said
there you go.
yes.
Is it?
It's real echoey in my headphones.
It's very
Yeah,
echoey
mine
in
too.
mine too.
It says it works now. Yay, that's okay. Yes, Laura,
Okay.
Cindy, Kathy, Peggy. But I hear echo. Because
It's not. It's
feedback, right?
Our speakers are so close together.
Probably hear my loud.
Okay, is that any better?
Oh, yeah,
A little bit better.
yeah, that's better for me. There's still a little bit, but not like it was before.
Is it because is that any better? How about that? Oh, I think we got it. Did we get it?
There we go. I think we got it. Go ahead.
Should I start?
Nobody can hear me. Nobody can hear me.
Yeah.
Nobody can hear me. We were talking what we were talking about, Allie, because Allie was wondering, I wonder what JT's saying. Because I was sitting there listening to all the wonderful things that Dana was talking about what she does and calls herself a lighthouse, and now tell us why.
Okay. So intuitive numerology is what I do. It's my own coined kind of thing. I read people's energies based on your birthday and your name, breaks down into numbers, and the numbers are labels for energy. And just like law of attraction, we came here to experience things on Earth. So those frequencies of our numbers attract experiences that we've asked to have.
Interesting.
And then I
The
help
combination
people,
to unlock.
yeah, and I help people unlock the joy in the journey. So the lighthouse, I just kind of know how to shine a light in the right places. And I've kind of turned the numerology readings into more of a perception coaching. So like I can sit in your chart, feel it as if it were mine, and then I can navigate strategically the ways to bring the joy.
So you kind of did that just a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
You brought the
Because-
joy.
Yeah, because we
bring the
were,
joy.
discouraged about a couple of things. And like you said, most of the time when you're disappointed about something, it's because something that you can't control didn't happen. Or you relied on someone else.
An expectation,
Right?
outside of yourself.
Are the building blocks of disappointment.
Oh.
We expected this live to go well. It did not, hence disappointment.
But
But it's going well now.
Right.
We rallied.
reroute.
But it's a Steve kept a positive attitude.
Right, did
Turn
we?
around.
I think that helps.
I did.
And I
did it for everyone.
I want to thank everybody. Still echoing a little bit for Kathy, but it is much better than it was, huh, Kathy? But getting better. And also, Laura, I just want to point out real quick. Laura, I'm going to save your comment for last, just because I have to make a point about it. Right now, we're going to go on with what Dana has for us right now with some birthdays.
Okay.
And we'll start with what we've got here. And if anybody else has any birthdays they want to drop in, feel free to do that and we'll jot them down and hand them to her.
Okay. I'll do as many as I can.
got it.
So just to preface it, all of this, when I read, I'm only reading the birthday part of your chart. So if it doesn't fully resonate with you, you could have some really strong repetitive energies in your name that are coming through. And that's why these don't feel like they're exactly you.
You just brought up a great point. What you're named can really have an effect on how your life goes, right?
What you're named of, it affects how people perceive you. It affects how you feel about yourself on the inside. It can impact what people feel when they hear your name.
Mm-hmm.
And like for example, your destiny energy comes from your birth certificate name. But most people don't go by their full birth certificate name. But think about the times that your mom called you by your full name.
Ugh.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody goes, oh,
Yeah.
because she gave you that name and she calls that energy in you like a power. Right.
Mhm.
And you
Yes.
go,
Makes
"Oh."
sense. Yeah.
And
Makes you
depending,
sit up straight.
and depending on what number it is, like say if it's a 5,
Mhm.
it actually would work against her because 5's the rebel. They don't want to be told what to do.
Well, okay. So when I was a kid, I used to always, mom would yell my name, all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then I would start counting to 10,
All 3 moms?
all 3 names.
Oh,
And then I
I
would,
had no idea Gene rolled that way.
He-
First of all, why
trust
would
me, right
any
now,
man do that to himself?
that'd be the last one.
Not
the
a
last.
freaking. When I watch those shows where the guy has like 50 wives, I'm like, dude, you are the guy. What masochist? You are a masochist. The heck? No way.
Not a chance. But yeah, and I would count backwards from 10. And if she yelled again before I got to 10 or 0, I'd start over.
That's a little stubborn.
Yeah.
That's a little bit stubborn.
I don't know where that oil and water, whatever, kind of came from, but
You probably have a don't tell me what to do.
Mhm.
in your
and
chart somewhere.
she's very similar too.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. All right. So
Power struggle.
yep, indeed. All right. So who do you have for us?
So I found when I did the 3 that I had this morning,
And these are ones that have been texted to us,
Mm.
402-403-9478. So if you want to get them in, if you don't want to post it on
Do you need
Facebook, we
years?
totally get it. Just text
yes,
it in.
years are very important.
Your year is very important because I see a lot of you not wanting to put your years. Totally understand.
Yeah, I get it.
We don't have to say them out loud, but of course everybody
They're
in the
on
comments
Facebook,
can see
but
it.
yeah.
Right.
How about, if you don't want, just text it in
Text
and we'll get
it
it
in.
next time.
Throw the text out.
LJ and Priscilla and Heather. So LJ 1227, Priscilla 919, and Heather 610. So when I calculated all of these today, they all had something in common and they were all in. So like in our chart, not only do we have the frequencies that we resonate at from our birthday and name, but we also have like an umbrella over our life called Pinnacles, which is like the 4 seasons of our story, right? And all 3 of you are in your 4th pinnacle, which is the last pinnacle. So this is kind of the energy you're going to hang out in for the rest of your story. And it's kind of like the culmination of all the things you've learned, right? And all 3 of you are in the exact same pinnacle, which I thought was fascinating.
They should hang out together.
That, well, I
Maybe
don't
not.
know. I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe not.
But they're all in the same phase in the last part of their life. They're in different, and then are in the year. So you've got this umbrella with these 4 main themed energies, right?
Mhm.
And then you have the individual years have their own theme within the umbrella.
Does everybody have the same number of years in each? You know, like could some people reach the 2nd stage earlier than some
Yes.
people? Some people get to the 4th stage way
Yes.
younger.
So depending
Yeah.
on your path, the life path, your most important number is what you do that brings you fulfillment. That's your life path. It's your most important number. And then your attitude is the energy that you get that done with. So most people aren't going to get, like, your life path's kind of your motivation, but when people meet you, they get your attitude first,
Mhm.
right? So people might misunderstand your motivations at first. For example, I'm a 3 life path, which is the communicator, the natural counselor, the chameleon. I can sit into anything and mirror it back to people.
Mhm.
But I have a 1 attitude. So a lot of people, when they first meet me, misinterpret my directness.
Oh, yeah.
My when I speak, people think that I'm inflexible, like whatever I said, that's it. There's no wiggle.
Mhm.
But that's not even true, because my gift is the 2, and the 2 is running in the background, and the 2 is all about harmony,
Mhm.
right? So I'm a perfectionist attitude at helping people find harmony,
Nice.
right? So it's important to be able to see the whole chart. So when we do these, all you're going to get when I read is those 3 things I just talked about: your gift, which is your birthday, your attitude that you live out your life path with.
Very good. Pat, do you have pen and paper in there?
I do.
Can you write down some of those birthdays as they come down and sneak them in here when you get a chance?
When we're talking about that umbrella, that's like the last season of your story. And she was just saying, do they all start at the same time? No. So if you're a 1 life path, your first pinnacle is the longest. It lasts from birth to 35. But if you're a 9 life path, which is the end of the cycle, then that's going to be birth to 27. So people
Wow.
who have
Okay.
higher numbers for their life paths are going to have shorter first pinnacles, which is going to affect the next ones.
Sure. Because like a lot of people like to say firstborns have similar traits.
So like a 1 life path wouldn't be in their 4th pinnacle till they were 53.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 9 life path would enter their final at 45.
Interesting.
So there's a lot, like it's almost like and none of the paths are better or worse than the others.
Right.
They're not more advanced. Nobody's better than
Right.
anybody else. It's just what you came here to experience
So
from that.
Is this what people call like, maturity?
Yeah, you
Right.
could have there is a maturity number.
Kind of like if it takes longer to get to this stage, you're not as mature as somebody who reached it.
I wouldn't even
Does somebody
say
reach
that.
it faster,
I would say
or-
that whatever a life path 1 came here to learn, they needed more time in their first cycle
Mhm.
to get what they needed.
See, that just kind of flips the script on you when you see somebody and you say, "Oh my God, he's so mature," or "She's, oh my God, I wish she'd grow up." But it's they're still going through their
Right.
Right?
But I would say it's not even that. It's the combination of who you came here to experience life through. Some people came here to be a Peter Pan. That's, they're not going to grow. They're not
Have you
going to
met
grow.
Pat? I'm sorry.
Guaranteed that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you're very focused and motivated.
I'm motivated, focused. I mean, I try.
You know what you want. You get that tunnel vision when you're focused on something
Yeah.
you want. That's something
true.
that other numbers don't have that gift.
He does. He tries really hard, but shiny objects just drive him crazy.
Because I get focused on them and then I go for it.
He hates distraction. When he's focused on something, he does not
That is
enjoy
very
being
true.
interrupted.
And he can't resist it.
Well,
That's
and-
the hard part, right?
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
it's like it's not that I can't resist it. It's like because I just try to do too much,
Yeah.
and then I do so I know I have to do like 15 things, so I do one, and then I'm like, oh wait, I forgot to do that, and then over here,
Yeah.
and it's not like I knew things. It's like stuff that I need to do. I just can't focus on one to completion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
a lot of
Squirrel.
open tabs.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
There you
Yes.
go.
Well, you have a lot of things you want to do, and the thing about you is you are a perfectionist too, so it drives you crazy if you can't do something well
Mm-hmm.
the first time. You
Mhm.
want to do it right the first time, and you don't want to have to keep repeating yourself.
Right.
Mhm.
That is true. And also he hates to say no. He has a hard time saying
Yeah.
no. So when there's another project, he just does it. And instead of saying, I don't have time right now.
He'll figure it out.
So
He'll sort it out.
And he does, but
Mhm.
he, to me, undersells because he'll be like, oh, no big deal. I can do that in just a couple minutes. And I'm like, dude, that's going to take you 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
Value
not because I'm
your
doing
time.
5 things at one time. So I can get them all done in 2 hours. Yeah. No, I know that's an issue for me
Mhm.
that I need to. It's not that I need to work on because I need to work
You know,
on it.
You know.
I know, but
He's much better than he was.
wants to be number 1 at whatever he does, and he wants people to see him as number 1 at whatever he does. So
Mm-hmm.
he might have a hard time turning down opportunities to prove that.
Yeah.
So let's go. So
Okay.
LJ 1227 is a life path 8. He leads with a 3 energy. So the 8 is power, position, money, title, status, and balance. Okay. 8 comes up a lot because it's also the pinnacles that everybody's in, right? And then his gift is the 9. So there's this aspect of humanitarian in him. He also leads with that like Christ consciousness energy. Like he cares about people. He wants to do what's best for people. Also incredibly empathic and intuitive. So I don't know if LJ is a woman or a man. I
What was the
apologize.
birth date again?
12/27. I apologize if
Okay.
if that LJ is either way. Even if you are female or male, you're going to come across with a very powerful masculine energy. 8s have very masculine frequency. They get things done. They're the executive. People need to recognize what they bring to the table or they walk.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
that's
jealous.
that's a
That's a great trait. I'm jealous.
so LJ has been in this 26/8 pinnacle since they were 46. Okay.
Mhm.
So 8 is all about balance. But the 2 is about harmony, relationships, harmony. The 6 is about family, home, healing. And 8 is about business and running things, material success. Material success for an 8 can be the beginning of a goal. But when I see 26, it tends to lean more into caring for others, creating balance, and healing. So this being in the final phase of someone's story, there's going to be some healing. They're going to be family oriented. They're skilled. 28/6 people are skilled with dealing with people. They can be amazing managers. They're motivators, harmony creators. They're committed to teamwork and their passions are in helping people.
Nice.
So this last part of this person's, all 3 of these people's stories is they're in this phase for the rest of their story. So there's a lot they can do with that balance and peace and being very empathy driven.
I like it.
Okay. So not only is LJ in an 8 pinnacle, they're also in an 8 year. So this year for LJ, being a 8 life path, an 8 pinnacle and an 8 year, everything was called into balance. You were challenged with balance. You were challenged to create the balance in your story. 8s tend to be very polarized.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all in or all out. They're up, they're down, they're left, they're right. They have money, they have no money. Like it's very polarizing until they find that middle ground. And when I talk about the middle ground, I want you to think of when we live in the past, we create depression.
Mm.
When we live in the future, we create anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And the balance point for all of this is to bring those together and be heart-centered and present.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key to finding balance. And it doesn't matter what energies you bring. If you're struggling with balance, you're not present.
Right.
So get present. Breathe into this moment. What can you do in this moment to position yourself where you would like to be?
So you don't want to be Uncle Rico.
No, don't be Uncle Rico. Put away the football.
Right. And you don't want to be, well, just wait. Well, just what you just wait.
Well,
Until-
or
it's like
paralyzed
right
by not knowing what's coming.
Right.
Well,
Right.
what your
right.
power,
Anxiety about it. Yeah.
your power is only in the present moment.
Mhm.
What you do right now, creating peace in your current moment is going to lay a smoother foundation as you move forward.
Very nice.
But you've got to get centered and present, heart-centered and present. Bring those two together and get seriously present. And
Mhm.
sometimes all you can do under stressful circumstances is pause and breathe. That's it.
And honestly, that's one of the best exercises. If you can just actually stop and just not do anything.
It gives yourself a pause. So
yeah.
there was a lady who had a near-death experience, and she talked about what she learned while she was over there.
Mm.
And she said that the creator, God, universe, whatever you identify with as that higher place or that energy, every breath is a connection to that source. So if you want to, if you don't feel connected, focus consciously on your breathing, because you're breathing in the creator every time you consciously breathe. Think about how we hold our breath.
Yeah.
Think about how we hyperventilate,
Mhm.
right? Why are we hyperventilating? Something has happened that has created so much anxiety and freaking us out. You're trying to regain that when you hyperventilate, right?
Mhm.
Your connection, you feel like you need your connection. Breathing is so simple,
Wow.
free.
I never thought about that. That's an interesting.
I hadn't
connection.
either until
Yeah.
I read her thoughts on
Yeah.
it. She says it's like making love with the creator every time you breathe in. I was like,
Oh, good
I don't know.
Lord.
I don't know if I want to make
I don't
love,
know
but
about that. I mean,
but but it's like to
Maybe I'm doing it
feel-
wrong.
to feel connected,
Jeez.
right? To feel connected
Right.
at that spiritual level.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have an opportunity. How many breaths do we take a day? Like 47,000 breaths or something.
I've heard that number
Like-
before and I can't, it's ungodly.
Yeah.
Weird way to put it. But when you think about it, it's
Right.
something you do repetitively
Yeah.
and you just do
But-
it and all day long.
Breathe into it.
But take it and do it consciously
Yeah.
changes everything.
When you really focus on, like, if you conscious is the most important part of it, right? To be present is to be conscious of what you are doing and creating.
Very good.
So,
Very good. Let me look at some of these comments here for just a second.
Okay.
Because we have some really good ones in here.
okay.
And LJ says, she, her.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. A lot of them right on target. Love when you visit.
Yay.
Rochelle says, love hearing you. That's another,
Thank
a
you
lot,
so
a lot of
much.
people like, oh, I like this one, Patrick Pan instead of Peter Pan.
Oh,
Patrick
there you
Pan.
go. There you go.
Okay.
I love it.
He's
These
a-
are great. All right. So who else do you want to grab?
So we've got Priscilla.
Okay.
Priscilla is, if her balance point is self and others, she's the humanitarian. Humanitarians frequently feel like they need to save the world. Like they feel like the weight of the world is literally on their shoulders and that they're responsible to fix everything and everyone. So it's really important. And she's also in that fourth pinnacle, same thing, care, family,
Interesting.
taking care of things, creating balance in her life. She also has a 1 birthday and a 1 attitude energy. So those are on opposite ends of the spectrum. So the energies run from 1 to 9.
Mhm.
Well, 1s are leaders, but they're here more focused on being a pioneer and being out front and creating things new, right? But the 9 has been here, done that. The 9 brings all the knowledge of the numbers that came before it. So the 9 has a different perspective. It's more laid back. It's more like, been here, done that, already know what's important.
That's got to be really irritating because I know of a couple and I know who I'm talking about that they're married. They're a 1 and a 9.
Mm.
And for the 1, it's got to be really frustrating when the 9 doesn't get as excited about things that, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, doesn't get like anxiety about or must get this or got to do these things. And the 9 is very laid back about and comfortable with
Right.
the process.
Sometimes 9s are
Mhm.
anxiety riddled
I can
because they
see that.
can't
In
save
this
people.
case, I can see that too. That's true. That's
So they
true.
both have their own,
Mhm.
so every number has a spectrum, right?
Oh, sure.
So we've got our most loving version, and we have our most fearful version. And so depending on where that person's at in their heart, that's going to influence what most people would refer to as positive or negative, right?
Mhm.
You're going to attract what you ask for either way.
Mhm.
That's the thing. Like we have to realize how powerful we are. So for Priscilla, her creating balance. So not only does she have the 9-1 combo, right? But she also has a 1-9 for her birthday, and her attitude also totals to 1-9, which adds all that balance
Mhm.
between self and others. So she might come into some money and want to go do something special for herself, but then she might feel guilty because she could use that to help someone else. So it's
Got
really
it.
important for her to know that
Got it.
she can't save others. They have to save themselves. But what she can do is be the example of how to do that. So to relieve herself of that world she carries on her shoulders, she has to know that everybody has to come here and take care of themselves. They have to save themselves. They have to create the environment for themselves to be successful in whatever it is they came here to do. She's just very much a rescuer
Mhm.
and feels very responsible for other people. And
Love
this
that.
year is a 6 for her. So family, health, creating healthy boundaries with family.
Mm.
Yeah. So in 6th year,
Isn't that
people-
in a lot of people's? I'm just.
yeah, it is. So just remember, Priscilla, what's best for you is what's best for other people. When you're taking care of yourself, you're being an example of
Mhm.
that. And that is the greatest gift you can give other people. I know how hard it is for you to tell people no, unless you've mastered that. I'm not going to assume you haven't.
Right.
But based on what I see here, that's one of your challenges is to master the boundaries with other people and to be generous with yourself.
Mhm. Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
All
Let me
right.
ask you this. So I know we're not going to be able to get through everybody's, and we're not going to be able to get through a lot of these when we do this. Moreover, it's like kind of I like, well, like most of the people have said in the comments, I mean, love to hear you talk about this stuff, even if it isn't their birthday.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff resonates.
Well,
right?
all of us, and that's the beauty of humanity, is that we all have all of the frequencies
Mhm.
in us. It's just, where are the emphasis?
What would
We're all
you
connected.
like somebody at home, trying to maybe just like seeing this for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Or is trying to figure this out. Are there practices besides like conscious breathing?
Yeah.
What are some other just simple things people can do in their day-to-day life that just kind of might give them a little more clarity, a little more zen? I don't want to get all woo-woo on you like we always say,
No,
right?
no.
But
no woo woo. This is real talk is all
yeah.
this really is. It's
just to feel good in the morning, like just maybe a quick little exercise that you could do, whether it's mental or
I would say it's a collective,
Mhm.
right? It's, how do you take care of yourself? Are you getting enough sleep? Where are you spending your energy?
Mhm.
Right? What are you focusing on? You need to bring that into focus, right?
Mhm.
Are you in balance? Take an inventory. Did you get enough sleep?
Mhm.
Like I didn't.
right?
I didn't last night,
It's like,
but I try.
Mhm.
I try to get at least 8 hours of sleep every night. And that sometimes means going to bed at a time that maybe I don't want to.
That's hard too, because I don't like to go to sleep, but I hate getting up.
Yeah.
Um,
That sucks.
it really does. It really, because you feel like you're gonna, like the FOMO at night, right? Fear you're gonna miss out on something. But then in the morning, I couldn't care if I missed it all. I really don't want to get up. I'm just like, let it go, whatever. But I love now being able to sleep until I wake up, not using an alarm clock.
Yep. I have to tell you, that's the best.
It's crazy once everything shook out, and it's like this is when my body likes to go to sleep, and this is when it likes to get up.
Right.
And wow, that's
I set
game
an alarm.
changer.
I
Mhm.
set an alarm, but if I wake up naturally, I get up.
Yep.
Because there's sleep cycles too, right?
You got to respect those
And
too.
if you wake up, you're refreshed, get out of bed.
Get out of bed.
Because otherwise you force yourself back to sleep and then you're grog.
There you go.
Right?
The
So
fog. The
So
fog sets
honor
in.
yourself, honor your body. When you're
Mhm.
tired, rest. Drink enough water. A lot
That's
of
a
this
big
is
one.
just basic health. I mean, get
Mhm.
proper nutrition. Treat your body like a temple. It's all connected. Your mind, body, and spirit are all connected. And getting them all into balance is super, super it's just the best thing you can do for yourself. So
Mhm.
so be gentle with yourself. I can't stress that enough. People are not gentle with
Nobody's going to
themselves.
take better care of you,
No, you
right?
and nobody. Well, no one's responsible for it, right? So when we blame other people, we have to own our own health, whether it's mental.
That's got to be one of
physical,
your
or
biggest
emotional.
messages of all your messages. I mean, seriously, it's just the owning it.
Yeah,
Um,
for real. Where's your power in owning it,
Mhm.
right? You
Mhm.
have to,
Don't let someone else make you happy. Don't let them make you mad. Don't let them,
right?
make you sad.
When you know
Yeah.
who you are, and this is the basis of what I do. Know thyself.
Mhm.
Know yourself. Know what's best for you. Know what feels right to you. That's what I help people find.
I love that.
Me
All
too.
right. Promise next week we'll get things rolling.
Okay, next week we need to make sure we do the people who.
We'll write down everybody
write-
who wrote in this time.
Well, no, have them do it next time because we'll honor.
I'm going to
These were people who had messaged in before the ones that I was reading. So next time
Okay.
we'll just do the ones that come in.
Ooh,
Let
okay.
that be- okay,
Just like
that-
rifle through them.
Because I mean
Okay.
they're present.
Yeah,
They're
right.
present and
And
they're
that's true.
listening. So
Let's
let's
get
honor them.
We can
right?
do that. We will do that. And Allie just wrote in and said, when you said some people are meant to be a Peter Pan.
Yeah.
It got to me. So not having to be at war with who you are. Glad I listened
Yes.
today.
That's what I help people
I love
with.
that.
That's what I help you with.
I
Finding
love
a
that.
harmony.
All right. How do they find you?
The quickest way to find me is to text me or call me. Make sure you leave a message because I don't answer numbers I don't know.
Same here.
402-960-0624 if you want to set up a time. It's typically an hour and a half long. So we go in deep.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Let's talk sweet stock real quick.
Tomorrow, the big day. Is
Right?
Tomorrow. Yeah. Saturday, go to sweetstock.com and use our promo code PATANJT, PATANDJT. and get $10 off. And because the tickets go up tomorrow, so you're going to save a
Yeah.
lot today because they're going to go up from the normal price tomorrow.
Exactly right.
Day
So
of.
do that. We hope to see y'all out there.
Yeah.
And
Dana, you're
thanks for
awesome.
dropping in,
Thanks.
guys. And thank you, Dana.
Absolutely love it.
Thanks. And so our text number is 402-403-9478. You can get to us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also YouTube. Just search It's Pat and JT. It's right here. So thank you guys so much for listening
Thanks
and
for
watching.
noticing my hair, Laura.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Echoes.
Cut about 8 inches off of it. Cut about 8 inches. 2 days ago,
I
Pat.
figured.
2 days ago.
Squirrel.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media Production.